not news, but it's something a little bit fun because I think I honestly like it popped in my head the other day. This is Rice,
And Blue Guy.
and this is MGT Cast. So, I watch. Okay, so this is more like the okay, my phone is going
Whoa!
on. What? I thought my phone was on silent.
Somebody was happy to see you.
Yeah, for real. This is fucking. Sometimes when I hear sounds like on shows and stuff, I'll take them out and I'll pull them out of the show and want to make it as like a tone of some sort. Like that one. That one's from specifically that one's from Fairy Tale, but whatever. We're already going off base. So, this was not a gaming one, but it's like I've had. So I watch a lot of anime. I don't read so much manga, but I started reading a manga that popped up lately. It's called. It's got a strange title. It's called Goblin is Too Strong. So,
Okay.
already a silly title to begin with. And so basically, the premise. This is going to lead into the next part, but the premise of the story is so basically goblins or certain types of monsters depending on the RPG you're playing, like they're like the weakest monsters, right? They're like the beginning monsters. It's something you go out of town and you kill for some quests and some gold to get yourself started. So, but there's this. I don't really remember her name, but I don't remember if she has a name. I think she does. I just don't remember. But we're just gonna call her Goblin for the sake of the conversation. And she's obviously the main character of this manga. Goblin is Too Strong. So she's one of these lower end goblins that you normally see at the beginning, where you kill them off pretty easily. But here's the weird part. She started stumbling upon near dead heroes and started picking them off, right? And so as she's picking off, so basically, look, just to cut off the story really quick, this story is based off of one of those almost like trapped in a game kind of scenarios,
Okay.
where it's like a game. It's like the structure is a game and things level up, people, heroes, and stuff like that. So she starts picking off heroes, right? Near dead heroes. She starts picking these heroes off. At first, she was doing it for because when monsters kill people in this story, they get money too, which is weird because it's game RPG style based, where she gets drops. But so I think initially she was starting to do it for money, but then she realized she was gaining all these levels, right? So eventually she kept picking off weakened strong heroes, and eventually she maxed out to the point where nothing could kill her. We're talking about to the point where the Demon King is like, I have a mission for you, but only if you want to do it. He's not pushing her to do anything because even the Demon King is scared of this low end goblin, which is hella weird because she has a knife that the blade is all of 3 inches long, but she can kill anything in one hit, which is crazy. Yeah, it's really funny though because she always she always runs into higher level, moderately leveled heroes, and she's always snickering because it's even though she's maxed out to the point of she's maxed out all the way, right? She snickers because she goes, if you kill me, you're only gonna get 10 gold, and if I kill you, I get something like 1,000 gold. So basically, it's the return is stupid, and really what I'm getting at is here. Think about a system. Now we're getting to the gaming part, even though I said this wasn't really gaming. Weird. Now we're getting into the system where think about a system where if there was this opportunistic monster running around picking off people and getting stronger to the point of damn near non-killability. Can you imagine that?
What's funny is that actually reminded me of I forget what game I used to play. It was like an MMO of some sort, and it's you go just outside of town, you fight your little weak dudes, but then every once in a while you'll be beaten up like bats and bunny rabbits and stuff, and then just randomly out of nowhere because the game said so, the fucking Uber bunny attacks.
Oh Jesus Christ!
And just this is the weakest enemy, but stronger this time, and you get more gold. And I always got freaking trashed by that thing.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing that came to mind. Is like, until I get to level 5, the freaking Uber Bunny is just gonna come out of nowhere and murder me.
Yeah, because it's weird because she always like because the way this works is that she hangs around in her zone, right, normally, and
Yeah.
like people will hear about her and then they'll come in all dumb like, oh, we're gonna kill like because it's hella funny because numbers don't matter. She kills everybody. Because normally you would think like an RPG, normally in RPGs, right? The bigger number you have of people, like the better the better off you're gonna be. Honestly, this is not the case. Like she kills everybody by herself, and it's not even like a fight either. She just stabs each one time.
That's funny.
Yeah, and you know it's funny because it's like based off of like game structure. Every time she kills someone, a coffin appears, and that marks where she killed everybody. And eventually they disappear and they revive back at like the cathedral of some sort, which is weird to me because and then honestly there are reoccurring characters like eventually she, I guess quote unquote made friends with one of the heroes, like one of the adventurers, but every time they interact with each other, the girl she makes friends with the hero she kills her.
That's funny.
And it's funny because the Goblin too. She lives like a basic like a normal life because she's making all this money from killing people, right? So like, since she's nocturnal, most like she has to go. She has stuff she wants. So she goes into town. Weirdly enough, she goes into town, right? The guards open the gates. They let her in. I mean, they know who she is. I mean, what are they gonna do? And then there's a shop. There happens to be a general store that's open 24 hours. And so she goes there. Every couple of nights she goes and shops. Weird, right? But yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like it's honestly like there's not a lot of chapters released yet. Although because it's like I don't know, some groups just take forever, but or either that or it doesn't really get released that often. But I really like the story, and I'm thinking to myself, can you imagine, like, suddenly. Like there's a basic ass monster in the game that's just maxed out to the point of damn near unkillability, and like you'll be running around and all of a sudden this monster just shows up out of nowhere. Like oh shit, and all of a sudden you're dead. Like
so looking like a Tomberry walking around, but then in doing suit.
Yeah, except she doesn't carry a like a lantern. That'd be perfect, by the way. But yeah, honestly, I think about this. I was like, damn, can you imagine? It's so crazy to me. But it's humorous because there was this instance where in the manga where the Demon King wanted her and another demon that she's I guess friends with go check out this because there's this chimera that lives on a mountain, right, like near a volcano, and there was some trouble going on, and when they got there, they were like, oh. They were talking to the chimera, and it was like, so what happened to your tail? So me and my tail got into a fight, and the tail left. Okay. And so Goblin, she decides, she goes, you know what? I guess until he comes back, or if he does, I'm going to be your tail. So she sits on his back, right? Dressed as a snake. And so, like, and then there happens to be a big group of heroes that come through, and then the chimera starts fighting with the heroes. But for some reason, the chimera ends up dying, right? And then while everyone's going, yay, we did it, and all of a sudden she turns and she goes, nope. And she's like, the snake is still alive. She starts stabbing everybody. And then, like, after she killed everyone, she looked over to her demon friend over there, and she goes, shit, the chimera is dead. And so they send a message back to the demon king, and they're like, and he was like, until we get a replacement chimera, you guys are gonna have to act as the chimera. So like her friend is dressed up like this, like the lion end, and she's sitting on her back like dressed up as a snake, and they're just killing heroes. Shit is so crazy. I'm like, can you imagine like the carefree world she lives in now because she can kill anybody?
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm like, at the same time, I can't help but can you imagine a fucking game like that? Like, you live in fear. Like, suddenly you're gonna take the wrong turn and meet up with a goblin you can't kill. Like, oh, fuck. I just lost all my money. God damn it.
I like the idea that, like, in this particular thing, the friggin' random-ass enemies have, like, lives and stuff.
Yeah.
You're telling me about, and the Dark Lord is like, well, we have to have this quest open, so we need a replacement Chimera.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like fucking normal life, and like, I still think it's funny that the Demon King is like weaker than she is. Like, he's scared of her because she was at his castle and he was like, she was like reporting to him or something, and then she was like, oh, I need you to do this, and he was like, oh, only if you want though. Like, he was hesitant,
Yeah.
and I was like, that's hella funny, dude. Like, come on.
I imagine the Demon King is like the manager of a clothing store. We need to fill this department today. And Skeleton Man over there just called in sick.
Oh, damn. But yeah. I honestly, I'm still waiting for a new chapter to come out because I think the latest chapter came out like a week ago.
What's it called again?
It's called Goblin is Too Strong.
I gotta look that up later. That's funny.
So I think I'm gonna look up how many fucking chapters it has right quick. So I've seen it recently. Oh, it's only at 5, but honestly, there's what is it? Oh shit! I clicked on the thing. Let's see how many pages one of these things is. 16 pages? Seem like more than 16, but I guess that's what when you're reading. Yeah, because there was this because like for the fifth chapter, the first volume, like there's this knight, right? And like finds Goblin. She's like, oh, even if you take my life, you'll never have my pride. And she's like, it's like one of those things where it's like pride. It was like, if I just kill me, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, but he was like, but I was gonna do that even if you didn't tell me to. Yeah, it's just like it's funny because like you wouldn't, unless you look at the cover, you wouldn't know that the Goblin is green. She's like a light green color, like not fluorescent, but she's like leafy green color. But since like manga is not normally colored, you don't really remember that she's green like that. And she's it's not like she's disfigured. I guess in a way, like if you have like creatures and stuff, she's not a disfigured. She doesn't look like a goblin, ugly looking goblin. She just looks like a green girl. But she's referred to as a goblin, so I'm just gonna go with it. But yeah, I mean, if you see the cover, like you'll understand because it's like
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's a funny little thing, and like I honestly just wanted to talk about it and like imagine for a second. It's like can you imagine for a second that that all of a sudden there's this goblin that can't be stopped. Shows up and kicks your ass, not kicks your ass, but kills your ass. Oh god, can you imagine? But yeah, a little something fun to round out my day. Oh, good times.
That's funny.
Oh god, I gotta read manga more often. Sometimes you find these little gems. Hope it comes out like in the store. I'll fucking buy it. Like once the volume's finished and like they get actually like translated from the Japanese one and then like fucking sold in the store. If I see it, I'll pick that shit up. I'll walk around with it because I bought like, it's weird. Like they got light novels, right? So like they got light novels, but then they got manga, and it's weird because the I don't know if you heard of the anime No Game No Life, but it was initially a fucking light novel. It's weird. The first volume to No Game No Life as a book was released in manga format, but the rest of the books are light novel. Why would you do that? I'm just saying.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah. But I mean, I heard eventually they're going to release the whole thing in manga format, but I don't know why they just don't do both. Solves my problems. So yeah, that's it. A little fun thing to round out my day and night. That was fun. I hope I come up with cool things like this too, like on a regular, because that shit's funny. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, like, comment, subscribe. Honestly, I think that was a great subject. I just liked it. This is Rice.
And Blue Guy.
Peace out.